Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel and welcome to Scraptember and 30 Days of Sketches Combined. And the sketch that we are using today is this awesome sketch from Laura Whitaker, and our prompt today was stitching. So we are given a sketch each day for 30 days of sketches, and this time we have combined it with Scraptember. And Scraptember happens every September, and each day there is a prompt that we follow. And so we had the option of choosing to do either the sketch or the prompt or to do both. And I think for the most part I am doing both every day all month long. So come back every day this month and check out my channel. In fact, there are a whole bunch of people that are playing along throughout the month, and I don't know everybody who's playing every single day, but I do know that Laura Alberts will be playing, Christy Harriman will be playing, and Katie and Jessica over at the Scrappy Sisters channel will be playing along all month long. So you can check my description box because that will be more updated for who else is playing along for tomorrow or for today's video or today's sketch and prompt. Sorry about that. That was a lot of information. So basically, I started out with some mixed media on my background. I wanted to add this red and blue, which is Dilution Spray. I believe the red is Postbox. It's Postbox Red. I think that's what it's called. And I'm not sure what the blue is called. I would have to look, and it is not in front of me right now. So if that is something that's of interest to you, as always, just leave me a note and I will get back to you and let you know what that color is. But I basically did this for 2 pages because you're going to see this again on the third, just the same background, not the same sketch, because these 2 pages are going to work together in my album. This particular layout has 3 photos on it, and then I have 1 photo on the third that is going to tie back to this layout, so you're going to want to watch out for that. So I basically did my mixed media, just used the packaging technique, and then I trimmed a little bit off of the outside of the paper so that I can put a black border all the way around the edge. And I cut that red paper, the red paper and the blue paper are both from Chamel, and I cut that into that banner, and then I don't want to use a ton of that blue, so I just gutted it and used, like an L shape of it so that I get a border on that red at the top and on the left hand side, mostly because I just don't want to waste my paper. Chamel's not designing anymore. She is my favorite designer, or was my favorite designer. She still is my favorite designer even though she's not designing anymore. But so I tend to try to use those papers thoughtfully and not waste large portions of it by using it underneath things. So anyway, so then I just took my scallop border punch, and that punch is from X-Cut, and it's an awesome border because it's really hard to find a larger scallop border, but I really like that one. And I'm using that in black to tie in the black border around the outside. And originally I had thought, well, maybe I'll just do navy blue and red, but I felt like it really needed the black. I don't typically mix black and navy together, but in this case I think it worked really well. And I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. So now I'm just trying to figure out the dimensions for that triangle that's in the background of the sketch that you see. It almost looks like it's a wall hanging to me, but it is going to have some stitching. That's going to be the stitched portion of it. And triangles are my nemesis. So getting the triangle the right width was kind of like a pain to me. I don't know what I was thinking. I could have just marked at the bottom how far apart I wanted those lines and then brought them up to a point at the top. But no, I started at the top and then I had it kind of too far at diagonal, and the triangle was much wider than it needed to be at the bottom, and so I kind of fiddled around with it and finally figured it out. But you saw me erasing there and trying to figure that out. And so then I just use my piercing tool. You can use a needle, you can use a thumbtack, anything you need to. And I make my holes about 1/4 of an inch apart. I start at the corners so that you have a nice good corner and then work from there out. And I did not stitch underneath the papers. I marked where those papers were going to lay, and so there is no stitching underneath the banner piece that goes across the middle. And so that kind of cuts down on how much thread you use. It also cuts down on how much work you have to do, and it just made it a lot easier. Now, the sketch does call for this little banner piece in the upper right-hand corner, but coming in from the side. And I just switched it because I didn't feel like it looked really, I don't know, it didn't look right on my layout. And that could be because my dimensions are maybe a little bit larger than what the dimensions are on the sketch. My banner's definitely a little bit wider. And so there wasn't as much white space off the edge. So I brought those pieces in from the top. And then I actually brought in a piece of the black as well because I just felt like there is black in the main portion of the layout, so I needed to bring it into all of the areas. And I really like how it looks, and it kind of tones everything down just because it's a solid, and it's very grounding because it's a dark or a heavier color, if you will. And so I like the way that that looks. And so I pulled out these stickers. These are from one of Chamel's collections. It's either from Never Grow Up or from Field Trip. I believe it's Field Trip, but I could be wrong. Actually, I could be wrong completely. They could be from Sparkle City. So anyway, they are from Chamel. So I pulled those in and decided to go ahead and use those as my title. My title is just Little Jim. And then I decided to go through a bunch of the ephemera and stickers that I have in all of my Chamel containers. And so she's the only container that I really separate out because I typically use all of her stuff together. And I was using all of her stuff for Noah's albums, but I have since she quit designing, or she is no longer designing. I can't say that she quit. I don't know the circumstances, so I don't want to make it sound like she quit, but because she's no longer designing, I don't always use her products now. I kind of go back and forth between them because at some point I will run out, and so I figured I might as well start weeding things in so that it doesn't look like all of a sudden I just stopped using hers, and it looks a little bit more natural. So I am just going through that ephemera. I am inking everything up in black because I think that black also gives it a nice edge to everything because I've pulled in those black elements. It just provides more continuity throughout my layout. You know, if I had stuck with the navy blue, I probably wouldn't be inking everything in black. I might be inking it in navy blue or something like that. But because I did pull in those black pieces, I decided to go ahead and ink everything. Now this little sticker that I am using now, it's a blue, but it's like got a weird, it's kind of a purplish blue, and I don't want it to be so purple, so I thought I will just go over it with some black ink. The writing on it is silver metallic or foil, and so you can still see the foiling and everything. The foil doesn't take the ink, you just can wipe it off, and you'll probably see that in the close-ups. And so that's why I inked that piece up, and I thought it mimics that banner piece up in black that's up in the upper right hand corner. And then I am pulling in these circular elements because I've got a lot of square shapes going on between the photos being square, those rectangular banner pieces, that kid approved piece is all rectangular. So I thought I will pull in some circles just to soften it up. So basically the title now reads Kid Approved at Little Jim. And I really like how it came out. So hopefully you have enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, I'd love for you to subscribe. If you are subscribed, thank you so much for subscribing, and thank you for spending time with me today. Don't forget to check out everyone else who is playing along. I know they've got some awesome stuff for you guys. So also come back tomorrow for another Scraptember and 30 Days of Sketches. I will see you guys again very, very soon. Bye-bye now.